see that. I don't fight nobody. That Virgil Ortiz, yes, a good fight. I feel like it's like dying down. Nobody really want to see it because I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna knock him out. They're gonna be like, he was telling me. They already seen it now. So I'd rather fight the tall guy that y'all think is this monster and get him out of here. Then I'll run through the whole division. Bring him on. You feel me? And then 160. 160 for sure.
Jaron Boots Ennis refuses to shy away from the toughest tests in the welterweight division, speaking about a possible clash with Sebastian Fundora, and confidently says that size by itself will not create problems for him, stressing that superior ability is what truly decides every fight.
Yeah, it's still on the table, but right now we collecting belts right now. You know?
So belts are the priority.
Yeah, we locked in on the belts right now, and I feel like the 2,000 bucks is a bigger fight right now. Even Fundora, I feel like Fundora is a bigger fight.
Jaron Boots Ennis has no doubts about where his focus remains. He is fully committed to becoming the undisputed welterweight champion and has no hesitation about the road he plans to take. His goal is to defeat every challenger one after another until there is no debate left. From his perspective, the division is already under his control, and making it official is simply a matter of time.
We're gonna get them all. You know, one by one. You know, whatever's next. You know, like I said, we're gonna talk to my team and figure out what's best and what's next. And like I said, I'm here to go this division though. This is my division. This box game mine, and I will be undisputed this week.
When asked which matchup would have the biggest impact, he answered without any hesitation. He immediately pointed to a fight with Sebastian Fundora, a contest that naturally attracts attention because of Fundora's significant height and reach advantage, while also bringing a championship belt into the picture. That blend of unique physical dimensions and high-stakes title implications is the type of matchup that instantly captures the attention of boxing fans.
I feel like Fundora a big fight because he got a belt and he's 6'5" or 6'6" or something like that. That's something that everybody gonna want to go see that. Like they want to see how I match up against that. To be honest, everybody knew how me and Ortiz gonna go for sure. Like it's like I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really gotta see too much. Like we know what you're getting out of Ortiz. Like.
So the challenge of the taller guy who happens to be a champion as well might be a little bit more enticing.
Looking at the wider landscape, it becomes easy to understand why Sebastian Fundora creates problems for everyone in the welterweight division. Max Kellerman believes his incredible size is a major advantage, with his long reach and non-stop pressure making him an extremely difficult opponent to solve. He also emphasized that even someone as accomplished as Jaron Boots Ennis would still have to deal with those same challenges inside the ring.
Fundora.
Because of his size and his reach.
Because his size, his reach, and how he's using it now.
Yes.
Right. You're looking at a
I give him. This is what I'm on guard against. I give Fundora credit. I absolutely agree. He's gotten better.
Yes.
And because of his size and reach and his volume punching,
yes,
he can be a problem. I'd like to see how Boots fares against Fundora, although I would think if Boots especially could beat Fundora.
I don't know.
What I'm careful about is people going into the Thurman fight thought one thing of Fundora. Coming out of the Thurman fight, they thought another.
Attention now shifts to the obstacle standing in front of Jaron Boots Ennis. Sebastian Fundora's towering height and reach give him advantages that very few fighters at 154 pounds can match. Although Tim Bradley believes Fundora can be hit and damaged during the early rounds, he also points out that things become much more difficult once the action moves inside. The real question is not whether Boots can connect with his punches, but what unfolds after those shots begin to land.
I think Fundora is very underrated because, again, he's hittable for sure. Hittable.
Gotta get inside on him.
I think he's become overrated on the Thurman
But at
fight.
the same time, when you get inside, he's better inside than he is outside, in my opinion. He'll chop you up with those uppercuts, and he's tough. The things that I like in this division, 154, is that you have Boots. You see his determination. Did you see it the other night? You saw his determination and will? Virgil Ortiz, what does he have? That determination and that will?
And Virgil's a little twitchy, too, for a guy with power. And aggression.
And
he got a lot of heart.
Fundora, the same thing, man. I feel like 54.
The conversation then moves to the division's hierarchy. Tim Bradley and Andre Berto both share their opinions on where Jaron Boots Ennis stands compared to Sebastian Fundora and the other top contenders competing at the highest level. neither hesitates to rank the leading names, and as they lay out their views, the biggest potential matchups become much clearer, highlighting just how valuable a victory in this fight could truly be.
How do you put them in order? Put them in order, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm going Boots number 1, Fundora number 2, and then Virgil.
Okay.
Virgil.
I think that's probably the consensus.
But that's off skill. But I think Virgil has the best resume.
We're going to reveal. We are going to reveal the 154 resume a little bit resume list later on in the show. The new Ring Magazine rankings later on in the show. 1, 2, 3.
I'm doing this off of resume, not off who I think is the best pound for pound or whatever. Boots number 1, Fundora 2, Virgil 3.
At the same time, Eddie Hearn explains that what truly sets elite fighters apart is their ability to solve problems while the fight is unfolding. He highlights Jaron Ennis' exceptional ring IQ as the biggest advantage against an opponent like Sebastian Fundora, whose towering height and unusual angles have confused many fighters in the past. While others have struggled to make the right adjustments, Hearn believes Ennis has the skill to adapt as the action develops.
Yeah, of course, because he's so unique, isn't he? Yeah. What is he, 6'6"?
He's taller than Joshua, I think. Or maybe the same height.
He's a 154-pounder. But you've got to be good enough to adapt to everything. And that's the problem. A lot of these guys, no disrespect to Keith Thurman, but he's been done for a while. Yeah. But Tim Tszyu, these kind of guys, they're all great fighters, but they just can't adapt to styles. Josh has got an unbelievable IQ. Boots has probably got the best IQ in the game, I think. They can adapt in those kind of fights, and that's what you need to do, because Fundora is a massive problem. Yeah. Because how do you prepare for it? I mean, until you get in there, start getting hit by these arms coming from anywhere.
Hearn then makes an even stronger comparison. According to him, many skilled fighters rely on their intelligence to avoid danger by limiting exchanges and fighting cautiously. Jaron Ennis, however, takes the opposite approach, and Hearn even places his willingness to engage in action above that of pound-for-pound star Terrence Crawford. That fearless style and eagerness to trade punches are exactly what make fans believe in his ability.
Styles do not entertain or overly entertaining. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about IQ in the sport, tell me the top 5 guys who've got that kind of IQ. Shakur, Devin Haney, Tank maybe, but Tank's exciting, but whoever he fights against, another story, right? So those kind of guys.
But I mean,
but what do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
But Boots will sit in the pocket. He will fight you. He will attack you. He can box off the back foot, but he actually likes to come and fight.
And Crawford's the same way, I would say.
Yeah, I think a little bit, but I still think Boots is more aggressive.
Danny Garcia does not ignore the obvious physical challenge, admitting that facing a 6'6" southpaw presents a difficult style for almost anyone in the division. Even so, he is quick to point out that having a huge reach does not make a fighter impossible to hit, using Sebastian Fundora's history of taking clean punches as evidence that his vulnerabilities are genuine and can be exploited again.
I'm undisputed at 154. What do you think about him and Sebastian Fundora?
I think that's a great fight. I think that's an amazing fight. Boots definitely got the better skills, faster, hits hard, more athletic. But Fundora is just 6'7", so I think that's the problem. He gives anybody a hard fight just because of his height and he's southpaw. But I think he's there to be hit. Lubman put him down. There was the Mexican guy that stopped him.
Mendoza.
Yeah, Brian Mendoza stopped him. So he's showing like
Garcia then explains the game plan he believes is needed to beat Sebastian Fundora, close the distance, maintain a strong defense, and keep moving instead of remaining at the end of Fundora's reach, where he is most dangerous. In Garcia's view, Jaron Ennis has every tool required to execute that strategy, and he is confident enough to predict that Boots will finish the fight by knockout.
But I think it's a great fight. But I think Boots may knock him out too, if you ask me.
How do you fight a guy like that, Danny?
You just gotta get close. Get close, stay tight, move your head, and don't let him keep you on the end of his punches. And just try to touch that chin.
So
touch that body.
Getting close, do you gotta take a shot to get a shot?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of those fights, like a grueling fight type fight, where it's like, because he's the type of fighter, he makes you fight. Everyone he's fought, he made them fight, made them dig deep. So, but I think just Boots is just a different kind of.
Richardson Hitchens gives Sebastian Fundora credit where he believes it is deserved, saying the Keith Thurman fight showed that Fundora knows how to use his towering height effectively instead of simply relying on his size. Even so, Hitchens makes a clear distinction between respecting that advantage and believing all the hype surrounding it. In his opinion, none of the excitement changes the fact that Jaron "Boots" Ennis possesses exceptional natural speed.
Sebastian Fundora showed me against Thurman. I know people gonna say Thurman was old, blah, blah, blah. Thurman is still a threat. He's learning how to use that 6'6" size. Like Thurman was swinging for the fences, he couldn't touch him. How hard would that fight be for Boots, if any? Maybe you don't think so.
The only thing he got is that height. Boots is... ain't too many people standing against what Boots is sending. Boots got some guns with him.
Some heat, he got some heat.
Speed and power.
So Virgil is a harder fight than Fundora for Boots, in your opinion?
Probably because they both...
Addressing the size factor head on, Tim Bradley explains why Sebastian Fundora creates so many problems for every fighter in the division. He believes the reach is only one part of the challenge, combined with constant punch volume and genuine power behind every attack. According to Bradley, getting close enough to fight back means pushing through a non-stop stream of punches before even reaching effective range.
Could give Boots a run from his money. He could. And I only say that because of his attributes. Not because of his boxing skills. It's because of his attributes. That's why. This guy has, and it's Sebastian Fundora. You guys know who he is. He's a southpaw too, right? He has range. He has volume. He has punching power as well. Okay? He knows how to keep his distance. He's difficult. I know he's been knocked out before. I know that.
Bradley then looks at the matchup from the opposite perspective, explaining why Jaron "Boots" Ennis could be the ideal fighter to overcome that style. He highlights Ennis's elusive movement, explosive hand speed, and complete skill set, believing those qualities allow him to create openings, work his way inside, and respond effectively instead of simply taking constant pressure.
I was studying the film the other day, and Boots has the style that I believe that can give him fits because of his elusiveness. And Boots is quick on the trigger. He's not as long as this guy, but he's not, he got about 74. This other, Fundora has about 80-inch reach. But he has a quick first step. He throws combinations. He is a risk taker. He's a hell of a body puncher. He has a large toolbox, I think.
Bradley ends by shifting the focus to the business side of boxing. He believes both teams are likely interested in making this matchup happen eventually, but neither camp appears eager to make it happen immediately. In his view, Sebastian Fundora's side may see greater opportunities in other fights for the time being, despite the strong demand from fans to watch the two meet inside the ring.
Fundora, hiding and ducking and, the towering inferno. And I got nothing but love and respect for him because that man is from around my way. He's from around my way. He from the valley. I got nothing but respect for Fundora, okay? But I think what it is that they see the danger in fighting him right now. He's hot right now. Let him cool down a little bit. Let him cool down a bit. Let's take this easy money over.
Sean Zittel begins by raising the biggest questions surrounding Sebastian Fundora's future. Defeating opponents with styles designed to challenge him is one thing, but overcoming two of the division's most dangerous fighters presents a completely different test. The discussion then turns to whether Fundora has what it takes to beat both Jaron "Boots" Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, or if one of them will ultimately become the obstacle he cannot overcome.
Maybe he really is the best 154-pounder. Maybe he really does beat Virgil Ortiz and even Jaron Ennis. And I think heading into this fight, he was a respected champion, a formidable champion. But I think most people, the reason why they were saying Ennis and Ortiz is the best fight in the 154-pound division is despite neither of them having a major world title, that people thought they were the two most elite fighters in the division. And I had Fundora pegged third behind them. Now it's like those are 50-50 type fights.
The discussion then shifts to what facing elite competition truly requires, something they believe Fundora's previous opponents have not fully tested. His performance against Keith Thurman is used as a benchmark, but the panel agrees that Jaron "Boots" Ennis and Virgil Ortiz would not allow the same defensive mistakes to go unpunished. In their view, both fighters apply relentless pressure and possess the finishing ability to capitalize on even the smallest moments of hesitation.
Dave, so you're right. I mean, Ennis, Ortiz, Zayas, those guys are going to test his defensive responsibility a lot more. But even from last July against Zoo, I saw him being a little bit more defensively responsible by, you know.
But the word in the sentence that's operative is force. If you're being defensively responsible on your own terms, well, that's a version of training. That means that everything is working. If your defense essentially is your offense, then your offense has to be work.
Bredman then turns the conversation toward how much Sebastian Fundora has improved from a technical standpoint. He believes Fundora has developed a strong understanding of distance, using his exceptional reach to land clean shots while remaining outside his opponent's effective range. Instead of describing his strength as one-punch knockout power, Bredman sees it as the result of constant pressure, durability, and the ability to gradually break opponents down through sustained volume.
I think they're both great matchups. I think that they both present problems for Boots, but different types of problems. I think Fundora has not gotten so much better in terms of his reflexes and seeing punches and things like that, but he's gotten better with his distance. He's really learned how to put a jab on you and keep you at a kind of distance where he can hit you and you can't hit him. He seems to have that ligament strength where he doesn't look strong, but he is strong. And he's not a lights out punch.
Bredman then describes the matchup as the type of intense battle that could resemble some of boxing's greatest toe-to-toe classics. In his view, targeting the head of a fighter with Sebastian Fundora's height is not the best approach. Instead, he believes Jaron "Boots" Ennis should focus on attacking the body, especially the ribs, while closing the distance and fighting on the inside rather than trying to land from long range.
That Boots and Fundora is an absolute Hagler-Hearns type of shootout. I think Boots is mean as a rattlesnake. He's gonna have to step to Fundora. I don't know if his jab, especially to the head, will be that effective against a guy that's 6'6". So you have to jab him to his body a lot and kind of step to him. And I think he's with that. That's the kind of fighter he is. I think that that will be an early round shootout. I think that would be the kind of fight that will end within 4 rounds. But it would be a great...
Bredman makes his prediction without holding back. He expects a brutal, high-level fight with both boxers looking for an early finish from the opening bell. Even so, he favors Jaron "Boots" Ennis to earn a stoppage victory, believing his creativity on offense will make the difference. At the same time, he cautions that Boots cannot afford to relax once the action settles into mid-range exchanges.
That's a...
Yeah, because Boots is 5'10" and Fundora is 6'6". It's going to be hard to just hit him in the head with jabs all night. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he won't be able to, but he's going to have to jab a different part of his body. I think he's going to have to attack him, and Fundora obliges that. Fundora works on the inside. He's trying to hurt you too. So I just think it's just a brutal fight, a brutal Hagler-Hearns type of fight, and I think Ortiz and Boots is just an absolute war also. I think it's a war. I think it's just going to be just two mean combination punching in their 20s.
Greg Hackett approaches the matchup from a different perspective, comparing the size difference to a predator closing in on a much taller opponent that cannot maintain the distance it needs. He believes that once Jaron "Boots" Ennis gets inside, Sebastian Fundora's exceptional reach no longer works in his favor. Instead, that height can become a disadvantage because he has far less room to create space or escape the pressure.
Trying to think of the perfect comparison. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you ever see like when a tiger go after a giraffe and they be working him out, and even though he's tall, he be trying little shit, be doing little shit, it's just hard to get the motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a tiger and a giraffe, one of them things. Once Boots get him, he's gonna get him.
The conversation then shifts to the strategy created by the height difference. With such a significant size advantage in Sebastian Fundora's favor, Jaron "Boots" Ennis is considered much better off attacking the body instead of reaching for the head, focusing on the ribs and midsection, rather than aiming at a much higher target. The remaining question is whether Fundora has the ability to stop that approach once Boots finds his rhythm, and the panel is not convinced that he does.
So would it be wise, baby? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Or would that be a mistake to second guess your own? Because when you ever see him come out with the ticket time, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that I'm playing in my mind. You get what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, all right, so don't aim for the head when you got the body right there. You know what I'm saying? So Boots probably, if he's standing next to Fundora, he probably comes to like right here. So that means everything neck and below is right there. You ain't got to reach for this. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how Fundora would try to counter Boots.
By the end of the discussion, the panel reaches the same prediction of stoppage in the later rounds. Their conclusion is based largely on each fighter's history. Jaron "Boots" Ennis has never been knocked out or seriously hurt inside the ring, while Sebastian Fundora has previously been put in difficult situations. In their opinion, that difference in durability gives Boots the edge to secure the finish.
Boots versus Fundora, who you got?
Boots, points, stoppage, late round stoppage between the 8th and 10th. I don't think he's going to see the 12. It's going to be too much for him.
What is it?
You said who?
I said, what's the deciding factor? Because everybody's looking at the length of Sebastian Fundora.
That's cool, but he just started using his length for. You know what I'm saying? The most I can give Fundora, he battle tested, he went to wars and shit. That's another thing that plays in Boots' favor. He already went to wars, and we've seen somebody who's nowhere near as technical as Boots or hit as hard as he wants.
That brings everything to one final question. Jaron "Boots" Ennis enters this potential matchup with elite instincts and a fearless style, but he would be facing a level of size unlike anything he has encountered before. Opinions across the boxing world remain divided on whether Sebastian Fundora's physical advantages will finally be enough, or if they can be overcome once again. All that remains is to see how it unfolds when the fight becomes official. Share your prediction in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss the full breakdown when the matchup is confirmed.